friends, let's do a little art together. Today, these are the supplies you're going to need. A piece of paper, a pencil, something to color with, crayons, markers, or I was very lucky to be given a brand new set of colored pencils that I'm going to open for the first time with you. And you are also going to need somebody with a Sharpie, somebody other than you, with a black permanent marker, doesn't have to be Sharpie. And we're going to do an activity called What Do You See? This year with my class, we did an art docent project called Beautiful Oops, which is very similar. And it's also just something that I often like to start my school year with or do with my own kids because it challenges you to look at something unexpected that you did not do yourself and see what you can transform it into. See what you see in it. And these days, I think there are a lot of things happening that are unexpected that you don't have any control over, but you can change a little bit how you see them. So you might think about that as you are doing this activity. So once you've gotten your pencil, you're going to find somebody and ask them to make a mark on your paper. You don't get to control what they do. Their mark shouldn't take up too much space because you're going to transform it. And the reason they're doing it on black Sharpie is because you can't change it. They're going to put it down there when whatever it is, you're going to see what you see. So go do those things and meet me back here. Did you do it? I did. So I got both of my boys to make marks on my paper, and this is what they did. This one was Van and this one was Leo. And now here's my job. I am going to turn it in any direction that I want, and I am going to see what I see in this picture. How am I going to transform it into my own art? I didn't have any control over what they did, and now I've got to figure out what I see. And it might not be obvious at first. You might need to take a minute to look at it, turn it in lots of different directions, walk away from it, come back. And then I'm going to show you what I do with this one. But for this activity, it is very much, you're going to have to work with what you have got. And so what you and I see is going to depend on what unexpected mark is on your paper. Let's see what happens. Okay, friends, so I've had a good long look at this and thought of a few different ideas. And you might want to just start drawing, and maybe you don't feel like drawing a shape. You want to make it into a pattern, and I love drawing patterns. In fact, I'm more comfortable drawing patterns than trying to draw a thing. But today I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to try to draw a thing. Because after looking and looking, this is what I decided that I saw. I've been reading this beautiful book called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. And at a certain point in the story, the horse, who's just a regular horse, admits that he used to be able to fly. And so when I looked at this swoop here, I thought, well, maybe I could turn that into a wing. And when I looked at this curve here, I thought, well, maybe I can turn that into the horse's neck. So I'm going to try to do that. Put a little music on. And you can draw along with me, whatever you're drawing. I think this is the top of the wing. But I'm not really sure. It's happening before your eyes. To make it better. This might be where the horse's head comes, right? I'm using pencil lightly so that I can erase it if I feel like, that's not quite right. So if you notice, I drew kind of an oval to be the top of the horse's head, and then I'm drawing a little rectangle at the bottom to represent the nose and the mouth. And that's how I like to draw it. I draw shapes that I kind of connect to make what I'm imagining. Right now, he looks a little bit more like a dragon than a horse. Maybe he's gonna have to become a dragon. We'll see. If I didn't tell anybody that I was starting by drawing a horse, I could just say, I'm drawing a dragon. And I'd be right. Don't make it down. You have found her. What do you think? I think, as beautiful as my inspiration was, this drawing wants to be a dragon. Oh, yes, yes. So, friends, don't be afraid to change your idea as you go. Look. And then maybe my dragon here is gonna have some little legs tucked up. Oh, those are skinny. I'm gonna imagine my dragon in flight. I would imagine that a dragon's legs would be kind of curled up like a bird as it flies. Yeah. Right? And then I do think I want my dragon to have a tail. Take a sad song and make it better. Better, better, better. Okay, so I took a shape, and maybe I didn't make it better, but I made it into something that I saw. And the shape that I was given were these two swoopy lines, and I thought I was gonna draw a horse. And as I drew it, it evolved into a dragon. And now I'm going to take this dragon and add some colors to really make it my own. All right, friends, here is my dragon. There is something I didn't tell you about the color pencils that I was using. They are actually watercolor pencils. And what that means is you color them like a regular colored pencil, and you could just leave them like regular colored pencils. But you can also take just plain water and a brush, and you can brush over where you put the color. And I don't know if you can see, but you can kind of blend and move the color a little bit, almost as if you were using watercolors from a pan. And it's really fun to play with. So not at all necessary to this project, but if you have some different art supplies that you've been wanting to try out, you can always incorporate them into the projects that we do. This morning I did not think that I was going to draw a dragon today. In fact, I am often intimidated by the idea of drawing something that's supposed to look like something. I like patterns, I like colors, but when I think about, I have to make that look like something, sometimes I feel a little bit nervous, a little scared to do it. But these art invitations hopefully will have you feeling a little freer to make something that feels good for you in the doing of it, and if you like the way it looks afterwards, so much the better. This activity is called What Do You See? And my paper started with this line, and it started with this line that I did not put there, that I could not change, that I did not choose. And right now in the world, it feels like there are a lot of things happening that you cannot change and that you did not choose. For me too. I did not choose to be teaching you from my house on a video instead of real life. And if I could change it, I would. I miss you. I wish we were together. But I can change a little bit how I see it. And I do see this as a chance for us to connect and to be together, even if it's not the way I would choose. And so as you're doing your art, maybe today you can think about how you can see things that you can't necessarily change, but can you see them in a way that might make it a little easier to handle, to bear, to live with. And maybe that's easy one day and maybe that's hard another day, or maybe from minute to minute it's easy and hard. And believe me, that's okay and that's normal. But doing the art can help give your mind a rest from thinking about all those things. It can give you a fun way to occupy your time. It can give you something beautiful to look at when you're done. And if you've made something that you want to share, I would love to see it. I do miss you. I wish we were doing this in real life. But until then, I hope you enjoy this video.